Okay, infographics fans, over the course of our You Versus series, we've pitted you up against some fearsome fiends, devilish demons, and ghastly ghosts. But today, you're facing your greatest challenge. No Lord of Hell, mythical beast, or supernatural being is more dangerous, more powerful, and more evil than the guy she told you not to worry about. This is a fight to the death. Relationship death, that is. So as usual, we're gonna have to break down this fearsome foe's strengths and weaknesses. We gotta figure out how you're going to tackle this, your greatest challenge ever, because ahead of you lies only epic victory or crushing defeat. As usual, we'll start by learning about our foe, and there hasn't been a villain yet that we've put you up against with a more horrible backstory than the guy she told you not to worry about. The guy that she told you not to worry about had the perfect childhood. He was team captain at, well, every sport, but he was also team captain of charity. Because when he wasn't scoring winning touchdowns or last-second three-pointers from half-court, he was volunteering all of his free time to visit old people and keep them company. He also personally started and ran a charity that rescued homeless puppies with cancer and then cured their cancer with hugs. At school, he was scoring straight A's when you were struggling to cheat off your neighbor just so you could pass with a C+. And worst, the teachers were all grading on a curve, so his stellar performance sunk your grades even lower. He may have been popular, but he wasn't a dick about it. Instead, the guy that she told you not to worry about was busy winning friends in every social circle, bringing the entire student body together. That's probably why he won class president 6 years in a row. No, he didn't repeat any grade, he was just so popular that he got voted class president 2 years before he got into high school. Oh, and on his first year, he solved bullying forever. That's good too, because all that experience navigating the political circles of high school led him straight to getting a job at the UN after college, which of course he got a full-ride scholarship to, not just one Ivy League school, but all of them. While you were working for minimum wage at McDonald's to pay down your school costs, he was interning at his dad's Fortune 500 company, where he was made honorary CEO after just one summer internship. Physically, the guy she told you not to worry about is faster than the average human, probably because he eats a perfectly balanced 2,000 calorie a day diet and runs 2 miles every morning before hitting the pool for 1.5 miles of laps. Oh, and he's totally into CrossFit too, because of course he is. But he's not douchey about it, and he doesn't post shirtless Instagram selfies to show off. Instead, he actively works to encourage and invite out-of-shape people to be their best selves and shed those extra pounds. He's like a one-man Biggest Loser show, only nobody's a loser around the guy she told you not to worry about. Everyone's a winner. The guy she told you not to worry about's strengths include charming conversation on a broad variety of topics, the ability to talk politics without offending or angering anyone, a very healthy 401k account, full medical insurance to include dental, and a mortgage on a modest starter house that's already halfway paid off, even though he's only 28. Oh, and he drives an electric car and sorts the recycling every time, because he really thinks global warming is a serious threat to humanity's prosperity. Alright, so now that we know what you're up against, how are you going to handle this dire threat to your relationship? We hope this isn't necessary, by the way, but for the slow ones in the back, we have to make it absolutely clear that even though she told you that you don't have to worry about this guy, that's exactly why you absolutely have to worry about this guy. You're barely making the interest payments on your student debt and struggling at an entry-level job until your real career finally takes off. You can't afford to lose to this guy because you're not exactly prime real estate on the market right now. You are a subprime housing loan that's a few months from causing a global economic collapse. It's time to get your crap together and defend what's yours, or suffer years of forced bachelorhood, because I think we both know that compared to this guy, your girlfriend continuing to date you right now is basically charity. Sorry if that hurts, but we're on your side here, and if we're gonna overcome this charming relationship ender together, honesty is important. So first, we need to play to your strengths and advantages. Having your girlfriend come home every day to find you sitting on the couch playing Fortnite for hours with Cheeto dust all over the front of your shirt isn't exactly scoring you winning points here, but the important thing is that you do have the home advantage. Literally. She has to come home to you. Her day begins and ends with you, and making the start and end of her day memorable can do wonders to diminish the charms of Mr. Perfect that fill out the middle of her workday. From now on, you're going to limit your 3 a.m. video game sessions, or at least set an alarm so that you can be up when she wakes up. Because while she's busy getting ready for and dreading the day she'll spend at the office, you're going to be whipping up a healthy breakfast for her. They say that the quickest way to a man's heart is through the stomach, but the truth is that women appreciate food just as much as men. They're just infinitely smarter than we are and have self-control, so they eat healthier than we do. That's why you're going to greet your girlfriend with fresh fruit diced into a serving of low-fat yogurt, topped with a light sprinkling of sugar. Don't make the rookie mistake here of going for fat-free yogurt, because A, it tastes terrible, and B, she might think you're trying to send a message. Low-fat is practically girl camouflage though, and instead of thinking that you're trying to tell her she needs to diet, she'll see it for what it really is, a very sweet and totally spontaneous gesture. Now that you've got her walking out the door with a very pleasant memory of you two and feeling great about the fact that you seem to be getting off the couch and not yelling at strangers over Xbox Live long enough to care about your relationship, when she comes home, you're going to capitalize on the gains you've made in the morning and make sure that you give her a pleasant experience to end her day with. Odds are, if she works long hours, she's going to be coming home hungry, so forget flowers or stupid poetry, because if there's one thing a girl truly wants in life is a delicious meal ready for them the moment they come home. If you can cook, fantastic. Whip up one of her favorite dishes, or get exotic and try out a brand new recipe that uses her favorite ingredients. The unexpected surprise will delight her to no end. If you can't cook, just order delivery and transfer the food into your own plates. Dirty up some pots and pans real quick and pretend it's your food. Just make sure you eliminate the evidence of your deception. Make sure you take out the trash so she doesn't find the takeout bags and receipt. Delete Uber Eats from your phone. In fact, just chuck the entire phone into the blender and toss it with the trash. You know how snoopy suspicious girlfriends can be. Then find the delivery driver and silence him permanently. Find his friends and family and eliminate anybody with any knowledge that he ever worked as a delivery driver, which includes the entire staff of the restaurant he picked up your order from. Remember, there's no greater sleuth than a suspicious girlfriend. You can leave literally no traces. So you've taken care of the start of her day and the end of her day. What about the middle part? After all, she may begin and end the day with you, but the guy she told you not to worry about rules her work hours, and everybody knows that time physically moves slower when you're working. So the 8 hours a day she spends at work with him are more like 16 hours, because the guy she told you not to worry about is exploiting the laws of physics to make the time she spends with him even longer than it should be. You're gonna need to make your presence known throughout her workday in positive ways, so that she's constantly reminded of how awesome you are and why she chose to be with you in the first place. Sending a nice text once in a while can do wonders to make your girlfriend think fondly of you. And please note that we're talking about a nice "how was your day" here, not what most guys typically think is appropriate to text random women whose numbers they manage to get. Save the dick pics for Valentine's Day and try to show some class and dignity. Women love it when you take an interest in their day, and this small gesture will mean volumes to her. But just texting her isn't going to be enough. Like we said, you need to make your presence known to her at work. Remember, while you're trapped at home waiting for her to come home, she's spending the equivalent of 16 hours around the guy she told you not to worry about, who's probably showing her his trophy for best dunk at an NBA dunk contest while fighting off a hammerhead shark. You need to remind your girlfriend not just that you exist, but that you're pretty awesome too. Swinging by her work may seem like a good idea, but honestly, it's just gonna make you reek of desperation. Her coworkers will immediately realize what you're up to and smell your insecurity from a mile away. And you can't afford to look weak in front of the people she probably spends more time around than even you. So don't show up at her office. But nobody's saying you can't accidentally show up near her office. And speaking of accidents, well, listen, before we go any further here, we need a disclaimer. We're about to enter some morally ambiguous territory, but hey, this is a fight to the death. You know the rules of you versus it's you or it's whatever other thing we're forcing you to fight. And damn it, it's gonna be you, no matter what the cost. You need to up your value in the eyes of your girlfriend, not just as a boyfriend, but as a human being. And the best way that you can do that is to show her that you really care about other living beings. And the best way to do that is to either be charitable or literally save lives. Now, we're absolutely not telling you to cut the brakes on a bus full of orphan puppies and orchestrate a Rube Goldberg-like sequence of events that leads to said bus full of orphan puppies getting into a moderate but definitely not fatal crash right in front of your girlfriend's job. But we are going to say that if such a tragic event were to happen, well, you would definitely look like a huge hero as you rush into the wreckage to do CPR on a bunch of moderately injured orphan puppies. And as you're doing CPR and saving their tiny little lives one by one, you're going to be giving your girlfriend a lady boner that will effectively destroy the guy that she told you not to worry about's chances of ever breaking you two up. Because guess what? Now you're the guy all the other girls are telling their boyfriends not to worry about. How would you defeat the guy she told you not to worry about? What other epic matchup do you want to see us tackle? Let us know in the comments, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more great content.